Something I feel like the beauty community has kind of burned into my brain is that fall equals warm toned makeup looks. I just feel like that's further from the truth. A lot of us love cool tones and we kind of look better in cool toned makeup looks. So I'm going to show you how to get this look right here using all drugstore cool toned makeup. I think it's beautiful, I think it's classy, and it definitely goes better with my skin and my hair and what I wear in the fall. And some of us just vibe that way. We're not all about warm tones. So let's get started with this look. Okay, we're gonna start with the Maybelline foundation. This is in the shade 115 Ivory, and this is 30-hour wear, which I've never worn it for 30 hours, but we're gonna wear it for probably 8. And that should be good. That's all we need. It is not coming out. I'm afraid it's going to squirt out in my face. Oh dear. This just shows, I just did a video of switching from my summer to my fall makeup. And this just shows this has been sitting in my fall makeup because it is it's not coming out. Oh, it's very white too. I kind of stopped with my self tan and I'm starting to like go back to just my normal skin tone. And it's kind of sad. It's kind of hard because I love when I have like a tan on my face and my body. So it's kind of hard to like go back to like pure white. It's kind of weird, but it's okay. We're going into fall and that's what we expect. It's kind of like normal skin tones in the fall. We don't need to be all bronzy and tan. So I'm just gonna blend this in real quick. I've kind of forgotten like how good this foundation is. I just haven't used it in so long. It is quite light though. I mean, even now I'm kind of looking and I can see my face is a little bit more pink than my chest, but that's okay. We got bronzer we'll use too to cover that. I really didn't need that much. I don't even think I did a full pump and I think that looks really good. I might just build just a little bit on my cheeks here so I can kind of see just a little bit of redness there and then maybe a little bit more on my nose. I love when foundations are so forgiving that you can just build them and it's not a big deal, you know, and it doesn't look like too heavy. It just blends in together really nicely. Because some you can tell when you're like adding it on top of the foundation at first and it's like getting really heavy, but then some just kind of like mesh together. You know what I'm saying? So I like that about this. Okay, so that is all done. I'm trying to keep my eyes wide open, but it's hard because these lights are bright and I have the fan on because it's so hot in here. I have like bright lights plus air blowing in my eyes, so it's a little difficult, but I'm gonna try my hardest to just pretend it's not there and be normal and keep my eyes open. For concealer, I'm just gonna use this e.l.f. Putty Concealer, and this is just in a little pot here. I haven't used this in quite a while, and it's really just a pretty peach, pinky under eye brightener, but I think it works pretty well obviously just as concealer. I don't really need to put anything on top of this. I think a lot of people do. I don't really think I need to. I think this is good enough as long as I set it with powder. I think it looks fine and it lasts pretty well. Man, I am white. This is weird. I'm used to way more bronzy skin. And I don't mind going on my eyelids a little bit either, just to really get in there in that really dark area in the corner. Just kind of be sloppy about that, add it on, and then we'll blend it. And I just have this flat brush. I'm just going to blend it in. And I think that looks pretty good. I think it's just a little light, but let's try a little bit more. I'm really embracing the natural skin color. Holy cow. Okay, I'm gonna set with powder and let's see how that looks. I have my Wet n Wild loose powder here, so let's see if this can set it and make it look just a little bit better. This is pink, so it's definitely going to be also brightening. This powder is so amazing. Look at just the difference. The difference in that is just crazy. This powder is so good. And even though it's pink, it really like adds a really good like skin tone color and it's not too light. That's something that I really like about it too, because just like I was saying, like I feel like I'm so light with my foundation and my skin that adding this, I was a little nervous to make it more light, but it really just blends in so nicely. However, I'm not loving that eye brightener. And it's not just because I used that only. I think it's just the formula. It's not mixing very well with either my skincare I had on or the foundation. It's just looking a little bit creasy and weird under there. So I'm gonna have to watch that today. Hopefully it will stay okay. I put a ton of powder on top of it. Maybe that will keep it set. Real quick, I'm just gonna use my Physicians Formula powder and my sponge, and I'm just going to cover the nose. Okay, and then next I'm just gonna use my LA Girl Brow Pomade for my eyebrows. And I have my angled brush here, and then I have my pen that I'm gonna put on top of that too. First, I will just do the pomade. That was tricky. And I've shown this a lot of times, but I like to just start at the tail and kind of create that angle that I'm gonna have on each side. And then I will do more in the middle and then kind of connect them. I think most people don't have to go through this and draw on their eyebrows every day like I do. But if you do, I think this is a good technique and a good way to do it. So you just have a good shape to them and you're not starting right here initially and then trying to like create the angle and go down. It works better if you start that angle at the end first, I think. Okay, and I know they're still kind of messy, but I'm gonna do the pen first. So I'll go over them with this little pen to create just some things that look like hairs, even though there are no hairs. Fake it a little bit. Okay, I got that on, and then I'm just gonna go a little bit underneath with my Q-tip just to clean that up a little. Do you want to hear something sad? Yesterday I was at my mom's and we were sitting outside at the table, just like with an umbrella. And my stepdad had a salt gun that you kill flies with. And so when you see a fly, you shoot it at the fly and the salt comes out so fiercely and hard, it kills the fly. That's not the sad part. You're probably like, where is she going with this? Yeah, we kill flies. There's a fly like on the table right in front of me. And I'm just sitting there minding my own damn business. And he shoots the fly and he shoots it so close to me that the salt sprays and it sprayed into my eye. And I am still pulling salt out of my eye. It's still really bothering me. He apologized and said he felt bad, but I'm like, get that gun away. We don't need to kill every fly that we look at. And especially because you're hitting me with the salt. It really hurt my eye and it's still hurting. So if you have one of those, be careful and don't shoot it near people. Okay, let's get some bronzer on this face because it's driving me crazy. I got the e.l.f. liquid bronzer. I haven't used this in quite a while and I thought this would be kind of good to use, especially as like a cool tone fall look. And it's just like a really pretty bronzer and it little goes a long way. And I just haven't used it in a long time. And it is really good. I mean, it was definitely hyped up when it was new. No one talks about it now, of course, but it's still really good. But I love to do the dots. It's just kind of fun too. And then I just use my bronzing brush here. This is a Real Techniques brush. I like to start kind of like where I want it the least deep. Maybe my forehead first to just blend that in. I like to have this just set a little bit. So I'll let that sit there for just a little. Okay, now I'll blend these in. Feeling a little bit better with that bronzing coming back. A little less dead. I think for fall, this really is a really good shade though. It's not too bronze and orange. We're really going for the cool tone. And I think it just really, it matches really well. I'm just gonna add a little bit more. I really am missing my bronzy face. But I really do love cool tone looks. I mean, I am a cool tone makeup person. So this is right up my alley. I like to bring it just a little bit more towards my nose, just to kind of create that shape there where the sun would hit me and not just right there. Okay, I definitely have enough on now. So the blush I'm gonna use is brand new to me. It is pretty new as well. This is a Sephora blush. And I got this shade in, oh man, what's the shade? This is a purpley one. I don't even think it has the shade on it. But there are different, there's like a pink one, a peach one. This is like the more berry purpley one. Sorry, I don't know what the shade is. I'll show you what it looks like though. It has like this cream here and then it has these two. So this one looks like it's more matte and then this one's a little more shimmery. The cream has a little window, which is nice. And I just got this kind of brush. I got this at the dollar store, so I'm sorry I can't really link it, but it's just like this angled, kind of flatter, thick brush. Dollar store is a good place to get makeup brushes. And I might just start with the cream and let's just dab it in. I don't know how pigmented this is. It looks pretty pigmented. A lot is coming off on my brush. And we'll just kind of see. Oh, that's really pigmented. We're going to do that for both sides. And that's a little more pink than I was wanting, but it's really pretty still. Kind of want a little more purple, but maybe these other powder ones will help with that. It does blend in really nice. Oh, pretty. Wow, that's really pretty. And just that dab, I mean, I could use for both cheeks. So you really don't need much. That a little goes a long way for that. Yeah, that's really nice. Okay, I'm wondering what I can use to go in with these powders. Probably just this same brush. So let's just try that. I'm gonna be very blushy and bronzy today, I am noticing. So let's just try this middle one. And this looks more matte. I don't even know. Maybe just to kind of set the cream just a little bit. It's bringing up a little more pink again. It's definitely not blending out like the cream did. It's definitely bringing back some of the pink, which is nice. Let's do a little bit on this side. See, but the shades, the colors are very similar, which I like because some of these, like these duo or trio blush palette. Some of them are like really different between the cream and the powder. These I can tell are very similar. Very, very much the same shade. Okay, we're just gonna go with it. I'm gonna put powder on top of this because I am blushy. Let's try this shimmery one and just see. Actually, I don't even know if it is shimmery. Okay, so you can see the difference there. One is deeper, one is lighter. I don't think there's a shimmer. I thought this one on the end would have been more shimmery. Wow, look how pigmented. Holy crap. So they are really nice, but one is just lighter, one is more deeper. So maybe I won't go in with that one, but now you can just see the swatch there. Let me swatch the cream and you can see what that looks like with them. These are very pigmented. So there's the cream on top and then the deeper one in the middle and then that lighter one on the bottom. Aren't those pretty? I just barely touched. No wonder my face looks like this. I just barely touched them and that's how much pigment came off. They are quite punchy. I have this urge to use this other one, but I know I have way too much on. Let's just see. Yeah, I mean, it is basically the same shade as well, or the same color, just a little bit lighter. So pretty, so fun, but I look like I'm gonna be in like a musical right now, and I do not need this for real life, so I gotta fix this a little. So I'm gonna do my Physicians Formula. This seriously is like the fix-all powder. If anything like this happens, I just use some of this, and it fixes everything. So I'm gonna actually use a big brush. This was my foundation brush. Let's just go over it a little bit, just to tone us down just a tad. Getting a little carried away here. I just got to leave it. I don't know what else to do. I think I just got to leave it like that. So next time I will not use that much of this, but this is such a good blush palette. I've heard really good things about these, and I actually got the peach one too because I love peach also, especially like with my dark hair. So I got that one, but I really wanted to try this one today for our cool tone look, and I'm impressed. But yeah, let me just show you that again up close. So now you can see how deep pink and then light that other one is. Really pretty, really impressed. Okay, and this is on sale right now for $9 at Sephora. So run and grab one. I highly recommend it. Okay, I feel a little thrown off. Next is eyes, so let's do that. So what I got for a fall cool toned eyeshadow look is nothing other than the Stone Cold Fox palette by ColourPop. This is such an iconic palette. Everyone loves this, especially my cool tone people. We all love this one. It's the best, and it's so good for fall cool tone looks for sure. I just like this. Obviously was the first one I thought of when I thought of what palette am I going to use. I might do this one on the other end. So this is definitely still cool toned, but just a little bit lighter. So we're going to use this one, and I really like this palette, how it's just set into these rows. It's so easy to just know which ones you want to use. I mean, you can just see they all are the same kind of I keep thinking shade color, but just different shades, kind of a variety, but they all really go well together. So this is just such a good palette. I'm going to start with a big fluffy brush, and we're going to just start in the crease, and I think I will use probably this second one down. It's just kind of more of a light brown. We're just gonna put that in the crease a little bit. That might not even show up too much. It's a good transition shade though, especially when you get like too deep of colors. It's just something to kind of add to blend out other shades with, which I really enjoy. Now when I do eyeshadow, especially cool toned, dark, deep, fall looks, I really like to start, other than this step, I really like to start with the deepest that I'm going to be doing, and then I go lighter from there. I know everybody kind of starts out with the lightest and gets deeper, deeper, deeper. I think it is so much easier if you start with the very deepest eyeshadow shade and then go up from there, because then you can really blend it out a lot easier than trying to blend the deep one very last. So I'm going to start with this one and down here, the very bottom, and I just have this really stiff kind of flat brush. I'm going to grab a little bit. This is very pigmented, I know as well. And I'm going to start, I guess just probably right there on the outside of my eye, start in that crease and kind of just pat it on there, and then we'll be blending it later as I get into the lighter colors. This brush isn't doing it for me. This is kind of too stiff. Maybe I should use this other one. I have this other little one. Let me try that and see if that works a little bit better. So I'm just going to do that shade there. Yeah, and it's really just applying it. We're not doing too much blending right now. I'm just applying it there, pushing it into the crease just a little, but kind of just leaving it like that. Let me just do that side. Oh yeah, that brush works a lot better. A little bit more. And then you can bring this up as high as you want. I have to be careful because I tend to droop mine down. So I'm trying to just really be careful where I'm angling that, which is fine too because we'll blend. And then Add a little bit there. Blending is coming. Okay, so we're just patting it in. We're just putting it on and applying it on, making sure we're not going past the eyebrow line. And I got it all the way up there. Now I'm gonna take my fluffy brush and I'm gonna go, not this shade, well, yeah, I'm gonna do this shade next, this one just above it, and just get a little bit, and we're just gonna start to blend all of that darkness into the corner of the eye. So this really helps so we're not taking it far out here and blending it too much out and then again going down. I've created the angle I want. We can blend that in a little bit, but mainly I'm bringing it in this way just to kind of create that around the eye. And that really helps me keep it under control so it's not going everywhere. We're just kind of blending those harsh lines on the edge there into the middle and inner eye. And you can see how that's starting to look a little bit better. So might just get just a little more. Just kind of keep working at it, especially in the crease. We want to be careful we're not blending the deep shade all the way there. Kind of stopping there, blending it down into the crease just a little bit. Really about shape. Eyeshadow is so much about the shape you're making it. Okay, so we got that. Now I'm just gonna go up one more and do the next lighter one. And now we're getting more into the inner part of the eye, and I'm going to just blend that. And we're just sort of meeting what we've been blending into the corner here, just with that lightest shade. And do the same thing on this side, just kind of blending that into the corner with that lighter shade. That's why this palette just makes things so easy, because you just know what shades, what colors to use. So you can just see how that's looking. I think that's looking pretty good. You can go back and kind of blend the dark again just to apply just a little. I might just do this. I'm sorry, I should show you better. This one, just where you're starting to get any gaps. It's totally fine, especially right there in the crease. Just kind of add a little bit more just to define that. Make sure that's all filled in. Sure there's no little gaps in that crease there, because that can form too as you're opening and closing your eye. And then we're blending again with this lightest pink. And we're just gonna kind of blend that into the corner again. All the blending happens with the lightest shades. So that's looking really good. Now I want a little bit of sparkle. So we have this top one that's just kind of glittery. I was going to use a brush, but I might just use my finger. And we're just going to get a little bit of that, very light, and just add it right there in the inner part of the lid. We're not covering the dark over here. We're just doing right in here, right about to the middle where your pupil is. And sometimes I even get a little and go like right in the corner and just kind of create a little bit of light right in that middle right there. We'll get a little bit more, do this side. Fingers are so nice to use when applying eyeshadow. And you can see that kind of just brightens up the eye, but we're not taking it out too far. Now we're gonna just go, I have this other little brush that's just more pointy. I'm gonna go back into this one down here, blend just into that crease just one more time to make sure that depth is still there and we haven't lost that with the shimmer we just put on. And I might just blend maybe with this brown here. Make sure everything is lightly blended. Okay, I think that is about good. And then for liner, I'm gonna use this hard candy crayon. This is in Pony, and it's just this really pretty rich shade, also very cool toned. You can kind of see what it looks like with the packaging. And I'm going to go over the top of my lid, and then I'm gonna do underneath. And that's just like a really quick way to apply just a little bit of liner there and make it look really nice, but you're not doing too much. It's just really simple and fast. It looks really nice with this eye look. It definitely matches the shadow we did. And I'm just pretty messy with this too. I just kind of smudge it on the top, just kind of see what that looks like. Something I like to do with my eyebrow pomade too is I'm going to go back with this angled brush and I'm just going to get a little bit of it, angle a little bit of liner right there on the top, on the lash line there. And then it just creates just a little bit more depth right there, but it's brown, so it's not too dark. And I think it just looks so pretty. It just gives a little more definition for the eyes, but it's just not too much, not too deep and dark. That takes away from the shadow. Really like doing that. So eyebrow pomade is great for eyeliner for sure. And then I think using an angled brush also is really helpful, so you can get that angle on the eye and it's not just like a straight brush or like a straight pencil. Like I like the angle because it creates an angle on the outside. So it just makes it a lot easier. One thing that just makes me so sad though is every time I do this, I feel like my eyelids are getting so wrinkly. Like when I was younger, I never had the wrinkly eyelids. It was just smooth and tight. And now when I do this, I kind of feel like, oh dear, my eyelids are getting wrinkly. And it reminds me of my mom and my grandma, and it's just a little sad. because I know I'm aging. And I guess when we age, we get wrinkly eyelids. Okay, so you can see just how that just defines the top. Looks really pretty. I'm really happy with that look. I think we are good for eyes. Then of course for fall, we need a really pretty fall lip. So I have this ColourPop lip liner. This is in Cool BFF. I love this. It's getting very small because I keep sharpening it. I'm just going to line my lips, and I especially just really focus on the bottom here and then the top Cupid's bow right here. I don't do the outer edges because that just looks a little too messy. Kind of just blend it, and I'm not too afraid of my lip liner going out of my lip line. I like it kind of messier and just a little more, I don't know what the word would be, like faded and just kind of messier a little bit around my lips. I like that look, so I do that a lot, and I'm not just too afraid to blend that line in. And then I have the NYX Lip IV in Drippin' in Rosé. These are so pretty, and I thought this would be such a pretty color with what I got going on here. So let's apply that on top. This is so pigmented too. Usually I just do a little and blend it. I really don't like really heavy lips. I like just a dab and then blending it in. So I'm actually going to take a tissue and maybe dab that off just a little. I think you can get a dark, pretty lip without it being like heavy. Does that make sense? Like the formula of what you're using too heavy. You can still get a dark color. I really love just doing it like that and just blending it out. And this will last all day. These lip IVs are so good and they're staining, so it will definitely be long lasting. Sorry, I totally forgot mascara. We gotta do mascara too. So the mascara I got is the e.l.f. Lash It Loud. This is just a new one I just opened. I don't know how well it's going to perform. And it is brown, which I love brown mascara, especially for fall. I think it just looks so good with the eyes. I'm just not into like really black, like really deep, dark black eyeshadow and mascara. I love when it just looks a little softer, but it's still like a sultry color, just like these eyes now. I just love brown mascara for sure. Some people say they don't really notice a difference between black and brown. I totally do. I can tell my eyes look so much softer, especially for fall. I just think it looks so classy and nice. This is a really good mascara, especially for the top lash line. I feel like it's going on really well, even just first time using it after opening it. I'm really impressed at how well this is going on. I think we are done. We have this beautiful, cool toned fall look. Hopefully you learned something new or you'll try a look like this. I just think it's so pretty. It's so classy and pretty, and it's something that we can all do. We do not have to do warm tone looks every day of fall. Thanks for watching and hanging out with me. Make sure you subscribe and watch for more videos and give this one a like if you enjoyed it, and have a great day. And I'll see you in my next one.